And indeed, Senator, there were far worse consequences as well. Look, I would like to echo the sentiments of Senator Ivana Bacek and indeed Senator Pascal Mooney and Senator Barrett regarding yesterday's debate here in the House on the question of Irish water. I'd like to commend the Minister Alan Kelly for the good grace, the dignity, the poise and the humility he displayed in terms of putting his hands up and accepting that absolutely unacceptable mistakes have been made in the establishment, in the process and in the conduct of Irish water. I think also the House marked itself out yesterday in an historic day in showing that we can think for ourselves and we are not just puppets of government. But it does not necessarily manifest or reflect any split here on the government side. I am absolutely certain that my Fine Gael colleagues are every bit as committed to retaining and keeping Irish water in public ownership as we are in the Labour side and others. However, there is a difference of view as to how best to achieve that. There are those, I am not a legal expert, there are those who argue that it should be enshrined in the Constitution, and I agree with that. I agree with Jack O'Connor of SIPTO and others when they say that. Others argue that that could lead to unacceptable, unfortunate and what they refer to as unforeseen consequences. I would argue that there could be terrible unforeseen consequences of not doing so. But what I would like to say, Cathaoirleach, I would like to ask the Leader to reconvene that debate, to refix another date at the earliest juncture so that we can have a proper discourse and a full discourse. Because most members of the House, and 20 had indicated to speak, were denied and disenfranchised their opportunity to speak due to blatant abuse of the privilege of the House and due to blackguarding by one particular member of the Chair and of the Deputy Chair. And that's not acceptable.
Question for the Leader.
I do have a question, Carla. I'd like to ask, can anyone explain to me how we can fix and replace lead pipes, leaking pipes, raw sewage pumping into our rivers, our streams and our seas, replace 490,000 septic tanks, secure a sustainable water supply for the city, build new reservoirs and ensure that we have a safe and secure supply of water and safe water for companies like we are boasting about being here for the Web Summit. How can we do that if we do not invest in the infrastructure which is creaking and Victorian and breaking at the seams? And how can we do that without establishing an entity such as Irish Water, run properly with a fair and affordable water charge? And what I am saying is this, that it would be reckless political dishonesty to try and fool people into thinking you can get that money and not set up Irish Water and have a fair and affordable charge. No, what I am saying, Cathaoirleach, is this, that we should reconvene the debate so that the House can continue to discourse and tease out these issues. We do not all have to agree, but we at least should show respect for the other person's perspective until we get the right solution around water for the good of the entire country.